10-year-old brings Elvis back to life. Fearful face musical notes. Simon Cowell hits golden buzzer instantly. The audience inside the America's Got Talent studio buzzed with anticipation. The stage lights shimmered, the judges leaned forward, and somewhere in the middle of the vast crowd, hearts were already racing. But no one, not even Simon Cowell, was prepared for what was about to happen. A small boy, barely 10 years old, walked out onto the stage. His hair was neatly combed, his shoes polished, and his tiny hands trembled as he clutched a vintage microphone. His name was Eli Matthews, a shy kid from a small town in Tennessee, raised by his single mother, Anna, who worked double shifts just to make ends meet. Life had never been easy for them, but there was one thing that always brought them light: music. Eli's late grandfather, whom he called Pop, was an Elvis Presley fan to the core. Pop would sing "Can't Help Falling in Love" to Eli every night before bed. It was their song, their unspoken bond. When Pop passed away the year before, the world seemed to go silent for Eli. The laughter, the music, the sparkle, gone. But instead of fading into grief, he found a way to keep that light alive. Every evening, while his mother worked late, Eli would sit on the porch, close his eyes, and sing Elvis songs into the night, his tiny voice echoing through the quiet Tennessee hills. When the day of the audition came, Eli didn't see it as a chance for fame. He saw it as a chance to make his grandfather proud, one last performance for the man who taught him to love music. As he stood under the blinding stage lights, Simon asked softly, "What are you going to sing for us today, Eli?" With a shaky smile, Eli answered, "I'm going to sing one of my grandpa's favorite songs, If I Can Dream by Elvis Presley." The room went silent, the orchestra prepared, the crowd hushed, and the first note hit, but when Eli began to sing, something extraordinary happened. His voice wasn't just a child's voice, it was soulful, deep, and hauntingly familiar. It carried the same warmth, the same power, the same timeless ache that Elvis himself once carried. The audience gasped, the judges exchanged wide-eyed glances, and Simon Cowell, the man known for never showing emotion, slowly leaned back, eyes widening in disbelief. Each note soared with heart and purpose. It wasn't an imitation, it wasn't mimicry, it was pure connection. Eli sang with tears glistening in his eyes, each word a promise to his grandfather, "While I'm here, your music lives on." Halfway through the song, the energy in the room shifted. People in the audience began to cry quietly. Heidi covered her mouth. Sophia whispered, "This is unbelievable." And as the final note rang through the hall, long, powerful, and filled with emotion, the audience erupted into a standing ovation that shook the theater. But what came next would be remembered forever. Simon Cowell stood, eyes glistening, visibly moved. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, with a deep breath, he looked at Eli and whispered into the mic, "You just brought Elvis back to life." And with that, he slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down like magic, shimmering in the stage lights as Eli stood frozen in disbelief. His small hands went to his face as tears streamed down his cheeks. In the audience, his mother stood crying uncontrollably, whispering, "That's my boy." Simon walked up to the stage, something he rarely did. Kneeling beside Eli, he said softly, "You didn't just sing a song, kid, you gave us a piece of someone we thought we'd lost. That takes a heart far beyond your years." The crowd roared again. The golden glow reflected off Eli's tear-streaked cheeks as he looked up, smiling, overwhelmed, but at peace. In that moment, it wasn't about fame, or television, or even Elvis. It was about love, a love so powerful it could bridge generations, heal grief, and turn pain into something beautiful. When Eli and his mother walked off the stage, Simon caught her arm. "You raised a special kid," he said quietly. "He has something the world needs, a reminder of hope." That night, the performance spread across the internet like wildfire. Millions watched and rewatched, writing comments like, "I felt my dad again through this song. This made me cry in the best way. Elvis is smiling from heaven." But behind all the fame and noise, Eli stayed grounded. He still sang on his porch every evening, not for applause, but for the stars, the same stars he and his grandfather once sang beneath. His dream wasn't just to be famous, but to make people feel again, to remind them that even when someone you love is gone, their spirit can live on through the love you carry and the kindness you share. Months later, when Eli returned for the AGT finals, he dedicated his song, "To everyone who's lost someone they love, because love never really dies." And as he sang, the world listened, not to a boy pretending to be Elvis, but to a boy who proved that love, music, and memory can bring the dead back to life, if only for a moment. When the last note faded, the camera zoomed in on Simon's face. He whispered, "That's what music is supposed to do, heal the world, one heart at a time." And as the curtain closed, the story of a 10-year-old boy from Tennessee became more than a viral moment. It became a timeless reminder that the power of love can echo louder than any song.